Hi, this is Sophie, and we're going to talk about the Testive review process. The review process is super important as you prep with Testive because we believe that it's not simply about pumping out questions like you might do in your math class, but it's about reviewing these questions and making sure that if you see a question like that on the test, and let's face it, a lot of the questions on the test are pretty much regurgitated from what you'll see in your practice, you'll be able to get it completely right. And so in order to do this, we make this super easy right on the Testive platform. And so I want to show you more specifically what I'm talking about. And I've logged into one of my students' accounts, and we're just going to do some questions. So why don't we look at the math section? And I haven't started practicing yet, but I'm going to go into the algebra section and show you what the review process looks like. And so we see a question here, and a little bit of a tough question if we haven't had inequalities for a while, and 5 answer choices. And of course, if we're practicing on Testive earnestly, we want to try and get the answer right. But for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to show you what happens when you get a question wrong. So I chose an answer. Oh no, I'm wrong. But that's actually a good thing, especially early in your prep, because you'll be exposed to our review page. And on the review page, we'll show you a video made by an instructor who will tell you exactly why you got the question wrong and what you should look for, and a place to catalog your mistake. So we're going to assume that every time you get a question wrong, watch the really helpful video right here and catalog your mistake. And you can catalog your mistake by clicking any of these buttons. So is it something you didn't learn in class yet? Did you add instead of subtract? Are you confused? Let's just say we were confused by the question, which we didn't really look at it, so that's probably true. And if you're confused by the question, let's explain what happened really. And this is something that you'll want to watch the video for. And just for future reference, if you forgot what the question was and it was a pretty long equation, or inequality rather, you can scroll down right here and see the question, your answer choice, and the correct answer choice. And in your review note, you want to be as specific as possible. So it's something, as a coach, I don't like seeing IDK or I got it wrong or anything. Just kind of do it more carefully. Anything like that is true, but that's true of any question. You want to be as specific as possible. So this question is talking about inequalities. I want to talk about make sure to distribute the 4 to the first term in parentheses. So that's something specific. Remember that with inequalities, you may need to flip the sign. And when you have negatives, that's true. And anything really specific you can say. So maybe you had an error. I added, but I should have multiplied. Anything specific like that. So that way when you see the question, let's say you're doing the question now, but you're taking the test in 4 months, you can look back and say, oh, I know exactly why I got it wrong, and I'll make sure to pay attention to this on the test. And this is why at Testive we review our questions.